So as you could see, there were a few different techniques that the cows used to get their way. The next thing that we are going to be doing is I would like for us to take a look at this example. So we're first going to read it, and while we're reading, I want you to pay attention to what Jasmine is actually asking for.
Example: Jasmine thought about who would be interested in board games in class. She thought that kids and teachers would be, and maybe parents and the principal too. Jasmine was sure that if people read her paragraph and agreed with her, there could be board games in class. Here is the opinion paragraph Jasmine wrote. Did she give good reasons to support her opinion? I think we should be able to play board games in class. One reason why we should play board games is because it would give us something different to do in class. Board games would give kids a break from sitting in one place all day. Since board games teach kids how to play fair and take turns, playing board games would help kids learn to get along. Finally, we should play board games because it would give us practice with math, reading, and spelling. Not only would we be having fun, but we would be learning also. Try it. What is Jasmine's opinion about board games? How many reasons does Jasmine give in her paragraph? What linking words does Jasmine use to connect her reasons to her opinion?
So what we're going to do now is you are going to pause the video for about 5 minutes and you are going to answer all of the try it questions. So what is Jasmine's opinion about board games? How many reasons does Jasmine give in her paragraph? And what linking words does Jasmine use to connect her reasons to her opinion? So take about 5 minutes to do that, and when you are done, you may rejoin the video. After the 5 minutes are up, we are going to talk a little bit about Jasmine's opinion and the way that she tries to get people to also agree with her opinion. So her opinion was that there should be board games in class. There are a few different reasons that Jasmine gives to the reader so that they should, telling them that they should agree with her opinion. Those reasons are playing board games would give students something different to do in class. Students will learn to be fair, take turns, and get along. And finally, students will practice math, reading, and spelling. So within those reasons, the first one, playing board games, would give students something different to do in class. That's going to be a logical explanation. And then students will learn to be fair, take turns, and get along. That's also another logical reason. And then students will practice math, reading, and spelling, which is finally a logical reason. So these reasons that you're providing for your own writing are going to have to do with things that you think other people will also agree with you. So if you were going to convince your class that we should get a hamster as a class pet, I want you to think about the different reasons that you would give to the class that would make them agree with your opinion. So we are going to take a look at this graphic organizer. So you'll notice that we have a web, opinion in the middle, and then we have 4 reasons on the sides. Think of reasons that will persuade others to agree with your opinion. Evaluate each idea and choose the 3 reasons that will most likely persuade your audience. So we're talking about getting a hamster for our class as a class pet. So that's going to be my opinion. So in the middle, I'm going to write, I think the class should have a hamster as a pet. There's my opinion. Now I have to come up with 4 different reasons that are going to persuade my audience or my classmates to agree with this opinion. So maybe the first one would be, this would be an exciting thing. I'm just going to write exciting to have an animal in class. Maybe the next one that I'll do is it would teach responsibility. Another one would probably be, it would teach sharing the different responsibilities. And then maybe teach about mammals. And another reason that I could think of is maybe to say they're cute. Maybe that would persuade some of our audience to agree with us. We are going to take a look at our ACT Aspire video. I want you to pay attention to your own brainstorm topics that you completed on Tuesday and be thinking about ways that you can persuade your audience to agree with your opinion.
Last class, we took up the challenge of trying to persuade the school board about school uniforms. Should students at our school wear uniforms? We started off by brainstorming different reasons in favor of uniforms and different reasons against uniforms. We found the best reasons were the ones that we could explain or put into different words. You picked out 3 reasons supporting your opinion and you wrote explanations for them. Today you're going to organize the reasons and write them up as a paragraph. One of the hard truths to face as a writer is that readers often lose interest while reading your work. Think about it. Don't you as a reader sometimes drift off? So, if you are trying to convince the reader that you are right, you should start your paragraph with your strongest reason. The reader might lose interest before reading your second and third reasons. Look at your reasons and explanations. Which of the reason-explanation pairs that you wrote down is your strongest? In other words, if you could only give one reason explanation, which one would you use? Put a 1 next to it. Now pick out which is your next strongest reason. Put a 2 next to it. Your last pair gets a 3.
So while we are not going to be writing our paragraphs today, we will be doing that next week. I want you to think about your 3 reasons that you came up with when you brainstormed on Tuesday, on Tuesday. Think about those 3 reasons and try to figure out which one is your strongest idea. Your exit ticket for today is going to be to complete this graphic organizer on your own. So you are going to recreate this graphic organizer on a piece of paper. You are going to pick one of your ideas that you brainstormed on Tuesday, and you are going to complete this graphic organizer for that. Please have that done and ready to go by next week so that we can start writing our paragraphs.